Greetings, Nindie Nation, and welcome to another Let's Play Nindies. I'm Jeff, and today we are looking at the fantastic Assault Android Cactus, a brand new game for the Nintendo Switch, developed by Witchbeam. Previously, this game has been available on other platforms, but I picked it up on the eShop for the MSRP of $19.99, which is a little pricey for a Nindie, but I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because I am having a ton of fun with this game. It is a top-down shooter where you can play as currently 8, I think I have 8 different characters, but you have a total, I think, of 9 that you can choose from. I'm going to start with my favorite, which is Holly. Every character has 2 items that they can use. They can play off of a heat-seeking primary weapon and then shift over to a secondary weapon, which is, in Holly's case, like a big slow-moving cannon. So what we're going to do is we're just going to play through a world, I think. We're just going to play through a normal world so you can see what it's like, and then at the end of the video, we're going to change characters, let you get a taste of what something else could look like, and dive into an infinity drive. Hopefully you can hear how fantastic the music is in this game. So the first thing you'll notice is up at the top of the screen, I have a battery. That battery, I can pick up items after defeating large enemies that will replenish some of the battery, but it's a little different in that it doesn't act as a health meter. Well, or I guess it kind of does. But the difference here is that you keep the bar up by picking up all these little white things that enemies are dropping, as well as the bright green battery icons. I bet this guy, yep, right there. So that battery icon just charged up my battery a little bit more, and the game ends once the battery depletes. And so I want to pick up all of these little white dots that are falling everywhere to charge my battery, as well as these big green ones. The power-up, there's one power-up, and depending on how much time it is sitting out in the level, very similar to a Housemarque game, it'll either speed up your movement around the screen, give you the, which I have right now, or it'll give you the additional firepower, which I just had a minute ago, or this one, the blue one, will stop all of the enemies for just a second. Next time I see a big enemy, I'm going to use my cannon so you can see what that looks like. This game feels great to play. It's got really cool art style, and it's a little fun. The enemies are silly when there is dialogue and such here. So I'm going to switch over to my cannon. Bam! And usually the cannon items or your auxiliary weapons are more of like a one-hit kill. Ooh, I'm getting kind of close to quote-unquote dying, but even when I do, you'll see how like I have to charge myself back to health. The level or the run will not end unless my battery depletes, and so you can die over and over and over and over, but as long as you keep getting up and getting to the right point of the level where you can pick up these additional battery charges, you can keep going. So I like that because the game isn't easy. It's fairly tough, but it's fair in the way that you can keep trying. If you're playing sloppily, that's okay, as long as you're getting the things that you need to get. Alright, so I just beat the first level. How's my score? Alright, got an S rating! Whoop whoop! I always appreciate a nice fast loading screen. If I remember correctly, most of these worlds have 5 levels and a boss. And so I've been playing this game for a few hours now, but I haven't really paid attention to how much time I'm spending in game. So this is always a good way to see, and I find that most indies, if you look at the other videos on the channel, have about a 30-minute game session time, just based on how long the other videos are. As you get through the levels more, you start seeing these big guys that'll launch more dangerous attacks. I'm picking one of the earlier levels on purpose because I don't want to just show you everything this game has to offer. Even though if we dive into the infinity drive, you're going to see a little bit more of that. So far there are 3 modes to the game that I can play. This is the campaign, where you can score chase, basically. And then there's also the Infinity Drive, which is your endless mode. And that really mixes up all of the enemies and all of the bosses that you've played through, and you just try to go through as many levels as you can without stopping. So it's just like this mode, but it's a little bit more randomized, and there's no loading screens in between. See that? Took out those two guys in one hit. That was pro. Oh, it's getting dangerous. Oh, okay, so I died. So now I have to tap the fire button, I reload, and I think I was charging at the same time because I didn't really lose any battery then. But because I did that, I've now lost some of my firepower, so I've got to build that back up. Oh, so close. That's probably because I died. So far, my time with this game has been really fun. I do find right now I'm playing on the Pro controller, and I find that my hand cramps quite a bit when playing with the Joy-Cons. And I typically really like the Joy-Cons. I'm one of those... oh, I died already. That's no good. You can see my health bar up at the top left. I'll be honest, I haven't spent much time looking at what information is up there. Ooh, battery. You can see my battery's a little low. Anyways, I'm one of those peons that thinks the Joy-Cons are actually pretty good controllers, and dare I admit, I prefer the Joy-Cons for Smash Brothers. I think they're fewer. Ooh, this level's tough. I think their lower level of travel makes the game a little easier to pull off some moves, but who am I talking to? I'm not like a pro level Smash player or anything. I am pretty good though. I am pretty good. I can hold my own. If you're wondering, my mains include Rosalina and Young Link, or really any of the Links. I like the new Breath of the Wild Link. Who else do I like to use? I used to play a lot with Pikachu back in like the N64 days, but not so much anymore. I'm good with the Fire Emblem characters. They're all kind of a mixed bag. I really like Robin. Of the new characters, I think Richter is really good. I really like him. But that's not what we're here to discuss today. I just wanted to chat with you, Nindie Nation, a little bit about other games. Alright, let's see. That was a quick level. So these levels are what? I'm looking at my timestamps down at the bottom. Oh, I skipped I skipped what my score was. Probably an A, because I died a couple of times. I'm going to see if I can back up a little bit, and then use... There we go. Look at that. That was a combo if I've ever seen one. Okay, so now we're seeing where the levels start getting really interesting as you get these conveyor belts that start working across the level, and I really like this. Especially once, because the enemies are impacted by it as well. And so you can play off of things like the way the levels are moving. And now that I've got the speedy, ooh, and look at this. So now it doesn't impact me to be on the conveyor belts because I'm moving fast and I've got my upgraded weapon. So I can really cruise through all this, and oh, almost got it. If that would have been yellow, that would have been another acceleration boost. So when you're looking at the power-ups, ooh, there's one I really want to get that. Oh, it turned blue. So it starts red, and that's how you get the additional firepower, which is insanely helpful. And then it turns yellow, which helps your acceleration. And that's good, but it's the most helpful in these conveyor belt levels, which there's a lot of. And then after that, it turns blue, which will freeze the enemies. And that's really... it's kind of useful. I mean, it's always helpful, but it's the most useful if you've got a lot of enemies on the screen at once, like all these little guys. The blue one would help here because you can just tear through them right away. These little guys that are shooting the rockets, ooh, just as I was saying that, they can really mess up your day. So we want to take them out as soon as possible. There's a lot more strategy to this game, I think, than like you really have to think on your fly on the fly about who you're prioritizing your firepower on, and if you want to spread out some of the items. The items, the way those power-ups work, really remind me of Housemart games like Resogun or Stardust, where they will change the longer they're sitting on the level. I don't think I did really good on that level. Oh, another one! No! Getting so close there. Oh, is this the boss? Here we go. Ooh, this is... I picked a bad boss. This one's really hard. Let you read through it. As you can see, it's kind of... it's funny. Like, it's very cartoony, evil villain. Brave bookkeeper. Alright, so this lady, she has multiple forms. Check out her blue life bar at the bottom. What's really hard about her, this is a perfect level to get the blue item, the blue power-up, because you can cut through a lot of these guys. But the challenge with her is, especially with Holly, who she has a little weaker gun, but it homes, that's helpful, but if I want to power up my gun, I've got to get a bunch of these battery pieces. And that can be hard to do when I can't really get in there too deep. This is going to help a lot. As you can imagine, those things are pretty brutal if you get hit by those red discs. Another thing that I forgot to mention is there's actually a little bit of a... ooh, if you can see, I'm actually losing my abilities because I'm way in the middle of this. Another thing that I forgot to mention earlier is that actually when you switch over to the different weapons, to like your auxiliary, watch how she does a little, see how she does a little flip right there? That is actually a dodge, but in practice, I have not found that dodge to be very effective. Maybe you can only use it once at a time. Man, she is tough today. These little vines that she sends out are brutal. Oh, get her, get her, get her. Good, good. Those auxiliary weapons are supremely important during the bosses. And so you can see I've died a few times, but as long as I keep getting those batteries, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely skirt, whatever you say, by the skin of my teeth, or whatever that saying is. Come on, come on. All right, well, I got the acceleration. That helps to keep moving. But see, the challenge is I'm not powering up my weapon, so this part's actually moving a lot slower than it should. When you have the acceleration, though, it makes all the little battery pieces follow you. See how they're kind of following me around? Ooh, I just slowed down. All right, here we go. Oh, no, I need that battery. I'm about to lose, you guys. Okay, good. This is getting really tough. We're at the end now. So now if I want to pull this level out, if I want to get out of here alive, I'm really going to have to make sure I don't die, because once you die, you lose your ability to keep your combo up, keep your charge up, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to nail her with a special or two, and I just missed that one. There's a lot of stuff going on here, huh? I really don't have to worry about the little guys that... oh, no. Oh, I lost. Oh, no. All right, that's okay. Let's go back to a different level and let's check out a different character. I'm a little resistant. I can't decide if I want to show you. I want you to see how different some of these enemies can be. Aubergine is a really cool character. I'm gonna go to an easy level so you can kind of see how it works. Is this the actual first world? Yeah. Okay, so what's really cool about her abilities is when you fire, it sends this little spinning disc out. And the more I hold on the fire button, the further out it goes. And then I'm controlling where it goes on the screen with the stick. And so see, if I just hold on it, it goes way out there and stays out there. So you have to be managing, like pumping the attack button. And then her special is this little singularity black hole thing, and it is really cool. I try to spend a good deal of time playing as Aubergine because her weapon is so cool, and it's really, really powerful. If you can get her in a boss battle and you can really make this thing sit still, it's really powerful just to have that thing sitting there spinning in one place. And it gets bigger as your power increases too, and I think I've already had a couple of power increases as well, so you can see it's probably bigger than it started. Oh, it definitely is. So see, I can get everybody stuck in one place. Oh, I kind of put that behind a wall. And I can take them out. It's definitely like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. I think she might be weaker. See how the disc is a lot smaller now because I died? So you lose your power-up thingamajiggers. Your combo, I guess. And different characters have different recharge speeds for their auxiliary weapons or special weapons or whatever you want to call it. And with her, it's nice because since you don't want to always just hold on the fire button, when you get the additional firepower like this, it'll continue to fire on its own, which is very handy. Ooh, we got a big guy. Get you stuck in there, take him out. How'd we do? When I was playing as the other character, my first go around on this game a couple days ago, I got an S ranking. So, see, I'm still working my way up, getting better at using Aubergine. Aubergine? So, but I really enjoy it. And you know, a lot of times in games like this, I find there are characters that I just won't play as if they have different weapons, if I don't like it. But this game is fun enough, that I do end up wanting to get better with the different abilities. And that's, you know, testament to the game. It's really fun and it feels great. Like, it just feels so good to move these characters around the screen, especially once you get like a nice combo of power-ups going. I bought this game for 20 bucks. And I'll be honest that for 20 bucks, I wish it had a few more modes or features or something. Maybe I'm being picky, but the game's also a couple of years old, as far as I know. And so, to me, unless this game has a ton of new content that wasn't available on PC and Xbox when it launched previously, I just feel like this is a really, and it's not ridiculously overpriced. It's a great $15 game. It's a must-buy, almost, at $10. It's just that there's the Infinity Drive mode, which is like your endless mode, and then there's the campaign, which is what I'm playing now, 5 levels and a boss at a time. And then there is the daily drive, which is just your online, everybody gets the same level, go as far as you can, which actually, unfortunately, it crashed on me today, which was really a bummer because I was actually having a good run. And then one of the enemies just froze on the screen and I couldn't cause damage to him. And so my battery ran out. And like I had cleared out everybody else on the screen. So that was a really big bummer. Alright, we gotta get this turret in the middle. I don't know if you noticed, but all the different characters have different sayings for when they spot batteries and different power-ups and stuff like that. And that's actually pretty cool. The voice acting is good, and it's humorous, and the little robot just says pineapple a lot, which is weird. Oh, didn't get an A. And I feel like I want to show you one more, maybe 2 more androids. So maybe this will be our last level with Aubergine, since I'm not getting additional high scores right now. I want to make sure, oh, this level's really hard. I'm not gonna lie, this probably wasn't the best level to pick her. Unless, does the little saw blade create light? Yeah, this is not a good level for her. And something else that I found and really shows how well they did to balance and differ the different characters is that there are bosses that I tried 2 or 3 times and I just could not complete. And then I switched characters knowing what their strengths were. There's another character that has a very short range but a little more powerful like magma gun. But then her special ability is a drill. Like you stand still, you turn into a drill, and then you dart across the screen, and you can one-hit most of the larger, enemies like this, not the bosses. But it causes some serious damage to the bosses. And so I took that character into the level and dominated the boss on my first try. So like with that guy, you tap the button and she just goes flying. And so I really like how different all of the characters are, and I don't feel like there's one that's particularly better than the others. I do think there are a couple that are weaker, maybe, but I also think that's just my playstyle. I don't think that's anything on the game. So if you don't get these turrets, as you can see, I took some serious damage on my my battery during that last little round of enemies. Ooh, am I gonna lose? There we go. Get in there, guys. Get in there. There are too many of you on screen right now. Get over there. I gotta get on the other side of them. This level got tough quick. I remembered when I saw the lights go out that this was one that gave me some trouble earlier on. I don't know how much there is in the game. I'm at the last boss right now. I'm positive of that, and I think it's like 5 or 6 worlds. Ooh, a new costume. But that was the point I was going to get at, is there's a lot of different costumes and sound effects and things like that to unlock. So there's a lot of reasons to replay, and I thought it was very interesting how low my score was on that. See, I got an S the last time I played it. Let's do a different character in the security station, and let's go here in case I get to another boss. Who do I want to be? I'm gonna be, I don't like the railgun person. Magma is the one or Peanut is the one I was talking about with the rail gun. We did that one. The spread shot makes everything. Yeah, Coral, I don't really like her just because I don't like getting short range, and I haven't really understood how her plasma field works. The laser is pretty good. Yeah, see, she says pineapple. I think I might have played as her last time I did this level. So we'll do the android. She was the first character that I unlocked, if I remember correctly. Oh, and you know what? She probably wasn't the best character for this level. I should use my homing on this level. But she does have the homing missiles as her special, so that helps. But once you get this thing upgraded a little bit more, you find that it's a lot more effective. The challenge is how quickly you can get everything upgraded when you get into the level, because that really makes all the difference. And it helps when you have the yellow power up like I just got, because then it makes all of the pickups follow you around, so then you can get powered up a little quicker. And so you can see some of these enemies, or some of these levels, have lots of different types of what am I looking for? Hazards, where, ooh, gotta watch out for that guy. Okay, we got a lot of big guys on the screen right now. So I gotta watch out for the hazards. I gotta watch out for these little bomb things that are putting spikes everywhere. Ooh, there we go. Keep us moving a little faster now. Lock a few people down. Is she the one that says blue circles? I think she is. Whoa. I like the levels that encourage you to move in a circle. Let's get out of there. I find those are really fun. Blue circles. No, I was just about to say I haven't seen a battery in a while. Ooh. Let's get that battery. Yeah, so the laser isn't the best when I've got to mow down all these little enemies. But that's okay. I think after this level, maybe we'll go in and do one infinity drive. My only concern there is that what if it ends up being my longest my longest attempt so far. So maybe we'll save that for another video. Just wanted to give everybody a good sense of how this game plays. And so if you can't tell, I really like it. If I had to assign like a number or a score to it, I would put it in like the upper 8s, maybe a 9. And in my eyes, if you are a fan of the twin-stick shooter genre, you know, and even if you're not, this game could convince some people. I really wasn't a huge twin-stick shooter fan until the last couple of years, but I'm really having a lot of fun with this one. It has some good long-term progression mechanics on it. See how much stuff's going on here with the 2 different spinning circles? Ooh, we gotta get those turrets. That thing's gonna mess me up. But I really do recommend this game. It's a ton of fun. I think it's just a little overpriced. And I hate saying that. Like, I don't want to deter anybody from getting it. But maybe if you're watching this video after the game has launched and it's cheaper now, you know, if it's 15 bucks or especially if it's 10 bucks, it's worth it for that price. I just think that I would have liked to see a couple more modes. I should point out, though, that this game has multiplayer in it, so you can have up to 3 more people running around this world with you. And so I guess maybe in that sense, and it's couch co-op. I don't think it has co-op online, but don't quote me on that, because I'm not supposed to be knowing what I'm talking about. I'm just doing a YouTube video. But I do recommend this game, and I think that if you're looking for a fresh twin-stick shooter, man, this is the one to get. This is a lot of fun. I know it's not the newest thing for people who have played it on other platforms, but I am really enjoying my time with it. So, as always, my name is Jeff, and I am one of the co-hosts on the Nindie Nation podcast. If this is your first time listening to one of our videos, please check out the podcast, Nindie Nation, available wherever finer podcasts are served up. And you can find me on Twitter at NindieJeff. You can find my co-host Josh at _the_Brant, B-R-A-N-T. You can find Nindie Nation on Twitter at Nindie Nation. And for all other things related to Nindie games and all that kind of goodness, please check out the Nindie Zone, which is a part of the Nintendo Village, the group that hosts us. You can check them out at thenintendovillage.com or Village Nintendo on Twitter, or just search for the Nintendo Village to see all kinds of great articles and reviews and previews and some Let's Play stuff and some quick fire Nindie reviews that as well that are going up. So please keep your eyes peeled for more great content from Nindie Nation. And woo! I got a high score! That's a good place to end. Thank you so much for your time today. Again, my name is Jeff, and we were just playing some Nindies. And until next time, go check out Assault Android Cactus. See ya!